This bird here, to compare with, is interesting, but too much feather, and the feathers are a little bit too buffy, not dense enough, but the hen has that. It's always, breeding budgies means to breed, to mix different feather types. Look, the first 2 or 3 eggs are good. She's still laying eggs. You see, she's big in the hand, very fat almost, but very dense in the feather. And the cock has a, doesn't show at the moment. He's not in super condition, but he has a super head when he's blowing, but not the dense feather. The hen has the dense feather. He's too much open. I think that bird is also new in the breeding box. We haven't seen that one before. That's type number 2, big hen, big buffy hen with short feathered stylish cock.
Daniel, one of the people has asked a question saying that when their birds the cocks get to breeding age, sometimes they don't seem to come into breeding condition. Do you have a comment on that?
Well, I think every cock, when he's healthy, he comes once to a breeding condition, but sometimes they're ready in 6 months, but that's very unusual. I use my cocks with about 9, 10, 11, 12 months for the first time, and sometimes you have to wait for a long time until they're ready. And well, just be careful how they behave, and when you think they become ready, then pair them up. And I think it's a complete nonsense to keep hens and cocks separately. I never did that. Well, I did that once, but it's completely wrong. I think people that do that, they have much more problems with fertility, because birds, they have their natural instinct, and when you see in life, in wildlife, in the nature, they live together, youngsters and old birds, and that's why you also should try to keep them together in our place. As I told you at the beginning, I keep the babies the first weeks a little bit for their own until they fly and they're strong enough, and then they go downstairs where it can be very rough, and birds have their own hierarchy. And so young birds, they have to start at the bottom and work until they are at the top. And I don't know what's the reason why people keep cocks and hens separately. In my opinion, it's a complete nonsense.
Yeah, it's not natural at all, is it?
No, it's stupid. It's
like
stupid.
Keeping young birds away from older birds. That's how they learn from one another.
Sure. Well, as I told you, the first few weeks, I also keep them separately. But that's really just until about they're 12 weeks old. And then I give them back to well, there's not much to see. But there's no reason to keep them separately. That's a new breeding couple. He was paired up with an opaline light green hen before, and now he's a split dilute. That's why now I gave him a dilute hen. Yeah, of course, it's the goal to breed some nice dilutes. That's a Lutino couple. Where are they? Huh? They disappeared. Now, there's the hen. Here's the cock. All the features that I talked about, you can see on that bird as well. Here to explain, there's one cock, and I choose for him 2 young hens. He's a young cock as well, but at the moment he doesn't seem to be too much interested yet. In any of the hens. Maybe I have to change the hens tomorrow. There's a recessive couple, we saw them before. That's a new couple. Have a look to the cock. Very stylish bird. She's my best melanistic spangle hen, grey green. She breeds fine. I think in that color it's a very attractive melanistic spangle. I want to show you the cock. Well, you have to wait. That's an average couple, type number 3. Average stylish cock with an average stylish hen. And they bred some really, really nice chicks. And also now all the eggs are good so far. Let me show you the cock. That's the son from the sky blue that is so aggressive all the time. But he's also a bird without any fault. Everything, yeah, the way it should be. Going back to that cock, have a look. Now he looks better. Big puffy cock, short feathered hen. Big puffy cock. Let me show you the hen. Wait. That's a double factor spangle I like a lot, but I have trouble to find a hen for him. And the hen he was breeding with, I sold. He wasn't a good one. And yeah, maybe it was a fault. He has a nice blow. Good. Let me quickly. Time for a question. Look, that cock here, he's a son, just a moment. That's a son from the sky blue over here, from that one. Okay? And he didn't grow up with his family. I gave him to a Latino couple, and he has exactly the same behavior like his father. And that's interesting. You see how strong the genes are. He didn't grow up with the parents, and he has exactly, he's also attacking me when I come too close, but I like his behavior very much. Okay, let's close. That's a nice couple we haven't seen before. Time for a question.
How many rounds do you give to the pair? One after the other.
Say again?
How many rounds do you
Rounds,
give?
okay.
Yes.
I usually make 2 rounds, and the third one I let the hen lay the eggs, and then I change. That's what I usually do. But some hens, they are tired after 1 round, and some hens are not tired after 3 rounds yet, but normally 2.5 rounds. So a hen lays three rounds and feeds 2. And as you can see, I don't use foster pairings. That's also something, in my opinion, very stupid. I can't see any single reason why my birds shouldn't feed for themselves. I'm sure they're happy. Imagine if many people take from the good birds, they always take the youngsters away to make another round. And I think that's a complete nonsense, because the birds become frustrated. And as I told you at the beginning, the goal must be to have happy birds. And yeah, there's really no sense at all not let the birds feed them, no matter how good they are. That's one of my key birds. He's famous around here, and what's good is this always fertile. There are 2 birds from another couple. That's a young baby hen up here. You cannot see her. Maybe we see her later. As you can see, I'm using lots of dark factors. Here's a dark factor. Here's a dark factor. I'd like to breed this year a lot of dark factor birds. Where's the cock? Oh, he's here. Have a look. That's an interesting color. That's a melanistic Spangle cock. Here's a Lutino couple. Usually I breed one season Lutino to Lutino, and the next year I go out and breed split birds with olive or gray greens, and the year after I go back to Lutino with Lutino then. Have a look at the markings of that melanistic Spangle. It's difficult for breeding. I didn't breed any melanistic Spangle from him yet, but she's an old lady, and with her he seems to be happy. This Lutino cock was my best breeding pair last year. Here are 5 chicks. Only one is the own one. That's unusual, but they feed very well. That's why I let them have several babies. And that's about the age where you can see the quality coming. That's a dilute white. Seems to be a good one. Here you already can see the direction of the feathers. That's box 68. Clear body. There are 2 Lutino and 1 clear body. These are all own babies because the father is split. That cock is split Lutino. All my clear bodies, or almost all my clear bodies, are split Lutino. That's a couple that was mentioned before. A baby bird. Any question? Look at here now. That's a. She's very shy. That's a melanistic Spangle hen with a cock. From the cock I already bred, and she's in the box since a few days, but very nervous, not relaxed at all. That bird I also call to be perfect in shape. Have a look at the body feather and the face. Short feathers here on the legs. That's type number 3, pairing. No, number 2, big hen with short feather cock. Just started to lay. Big puffy hen. Yeah, the cock is shy, but he's much smaller than the hen. You see the markings, that's the way a melanistic spangle should look like. That's a new couple. On one of the other video presentations before, they were together in the flight. Maybe somebody remember them. And now they have 2 babies. Yeah, and especially I like the cock. The hen is, well, it's okay, but not good enough for the cock. The cock has the features I want to see. Okay, now you can see the cock came up. Short for the cock with that big buffy hen. Difficult to see them. Time for a question?
Daniel, a little question to get your feedback, but on the melanistic spangles, the very distinct markings, they're very similar to the spangles, the original spangles that I had just a couple of years after they went to Switzerland and then to Joe Manners. But in those days, the photos on Joe's walls show very distinct markings and also sometimes a clear tail, where today that would be classified as a melanistic spangle. Do you think it's a different mutation, or do you think it's perhaps going back to nature?
Ask me the same question again in a few years. At the moment, I'm not sure. I'm not. I started with them 3 years ago, and I'm not experienced enough. Many people say it's an own mutation. I don't know. I think, well, as the name is saying, the melanistic spangle and normal spangles. They are spangles, and the genetic is the same like spangles. And I want to see what's going to happen when I mix them up. And I'm quite sure I will get good results. But I'm not so much after markings. Look at that cock. Yeah, it's hard to see, but I like him a lot. Very stylish, short feathered, body feathered. Have a look at the face. When you look here, he doesn't want, so we leave him. That's a color. That's a color pairing. Two dilutes. She was winning our little Seva show, best young birding show. And well, you don't see, it's too dark down here, but also here some fertile eggs. Number one should soon hatch. And there are 2 lacewing eggs, as you can read, what I'm very happy about. Going back to that cock, I want to show you, I like him a lot. It's they already had 2 babies, but they were not so good. But that doesn't mean a lot. I know that in the next round, the babies can be outstanding. That's an interesting pairing. The hen is over the top. She's a daughter from my violet spangle. And that cock is very picky. And well, that's what he was looking for. I hope it will work. That's a yellow face lacewing cock. And there's 1 baby from him so far. I hope that this time it will work. There's a baby cock. As long as they are below here, and baby birds, they can go, you see, they can go here. That's for the feeding. The birds can go below here. and as long as they're below here, I leave them in the breeding box. And when they start sitting on the perch, I think they are telling me that it's time to take them out. Wait, I forgot to close here. No. Look at the cock now. Now he looks nice. Too late. Yeah, a little bit you can see. That's the face I like on the cock. With cocks, I'm very picky what I breed with. With hens, I'm easy. As long as the hen has a good pedigree, I don't care about how she looks exactly. But the pedigree must be good. With cocks, it's a little bit the other side. A cock that I breed with a cock, he must usually be a good bird. Only with very exceptions, I'm using an average cock. Look at these two couples. They have one fault. They both have little pickets. The hen a lot, the cock just a little bit. But it was a love couple, and that's why I think, okay, you can try it. And these are young cocks. They're both young birds. And in the next round, he might get another hen that will be completely clean. And yeah, that's something for my daughter. That's her combination. She put them together. There are 4 chicks, all own ones. That's an old man. And my daughter was choosing that hen for him. I don't like her too much, but she's also a direct daughter from my super old Kai, the one that's so aggressive. And he didn't breed well the last year. And now in the first round, he had 6 fertile eggs, and I bred 5 babies from him. And now I have another 4 babies. And he's also a 17 bird, and I'm very happy. That's type number 1, pairing, small, short-feathered hen with a big buffy cock. Well, he's a huge bird. You can't see it properly. Maybe now, right now.